Hi everyone, and welcome to the first wrap up, which Aarav has graced his presence with. Say hi, Aarav. How are you doing today?
Hello, guys. It's been a while, and it's for good reason. And later on in this video, you'll know why. Yeah,
Oh
like that's
yeah,
all I have to
okay,
say.
yeah. So, if you don't know, I think a while back, back in like 2024, we had a
Yeah.
video of Aarav of where Aarav finally finished the first book in the Heroes of Olympus, which is the Lost Hero, and he reviewed it. And that was fun. And basically that day he started the Sun of Neptune. It's been 2 years. Aarav finished
Well, see, in theory, like thinking about like crucial life moments, crucial exams, crucial gaming tendencies. This stuff happens. So
Yeah, I had all three of those too, so you really don't have an excuse.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, I
Uh,
have no words. I don't know why it took 2 years, but
so
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, yeah,
So this is gonna be a wrap up for both February and January. Even though
yes.
like, I finished 4 books in January and 7 books in February. Uh,
Whoa.
it's like this is the most in February. It's the most books I've ever read in a single month. It might be another one. But
Wow.
as far as I
Yeah.
can tell, this is the most, which I'm pretty happy with. Most of it is because I have discovered the magic of audiobooks, and that's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah. Audiobooks
Two
really do
of the
that shit.
books I read were novellas, and most of them were actually like shorter. So I think in terms of like actual page count, it's pretty like close to how much I read in an average month. It's just that the
Yeah.
actual number of books I read was like one more because like late 2025 I read like 6 a month. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like
Yeah.
it's still pretty good. Anyway,
Yeah. Nuts.
out of how many books have you finished in the first two
I
months of 2026?
I've finished a book. I mean, if you're excluding like science and shit, but like
I
one
am.
book. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
finished
am
a
very
book,
proud of you.
guys. One book
Yeah.
since 2 years. It's been 2 years, and I finished a
Yeah.
book.
So this was also this is your first book of the year. It's also my first book of the year because I already read Son of Neptune entirely on
Oh,
audiobook.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
damn.
finished it before
Crazy.
you, by the way, even
Yeah,
even though I
that's
started it
that's
2 years
really
after
funny.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And I
really
also
funny.
finished the book right after it, which is the Mark Vakina, which you have with you right now because I gave it to you.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I
is it?
can show it right now. It's over here. I have the Mark of Athena, which is
Yeah.
super cool.
So
I read one chapter. I'm very excited to keep reading it. Yeah.
out of one chapter of the Mark Vakina is like 7 pages.
See.
You haven't done shit. What are you doing?
Yes.
Um.
Yes, but
Mhm.
see the thing is
Anyway,
studies are really piling on. But yeah, go on, go on, go on.
yeah, yeah. So since we both finished this,
Hmm.
you can start because you usually don't talk about this at all.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
this is your
So
first wrap up. I'm proud of you.
this is actually
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Well, so first
I'm
off,
chatting
this is
with
the book
nuts.
The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. That's how you
I
say it?
think they can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So um
Mm-hmm.
this book, I mean it's a great book. I actually had to read summaries of some of the chapters so that I could restart the book in like around this year. Actually, I don't know what's happening. Like during exams, I get this fever tendency of like more content. Like I need stuff.
Yeah.
So
See
I,
that
I
that
yeah,
that's called
yeah,
burnout. So it's
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Uh,
that does happen. That does happen a lot.
mhm.
And after exams, I used to just read this book, and it was eye-opening how I'm missing out on this for two
You
years
are
straight. Yeah, it's actually nuts.
you're
But then
2 years.
at
You're
Percy, yeah, yeah, and Percy was
mhm.
just delivering across the book. It was just
He
nuts.
always
And I
is, yeah,
also,
except in
yeah,
Chalice of the Gods and Ragged Rich Guys, he's dog shit in those two. But that's completely
yeah,
off topic. Go on, please.
yeah. But I also liked Frank a lot in this book. I mean, it's spoiler
Correct.
free, right?
It's spoiler free, but you
Wait,
can say
one
the
sec.
characters' names. No one really gives a shit.
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where was I? Yeah.
You like
Frank.
Frank?
Yes, I do like Frank. Frank is actually really sick. Chinese
Yeah,
descent, and like he's. Wait, can I say stuff about him?
you can't spoil it, but like you can say like names.
Okay.
Everyone knows Percy is in this book because first of all, he's on all of the covers for it, and the book is
Yeah,
called The Son of
yeah,
Neptune. So I don't think it's that
yeah,
much of a spoiler.
yeah. No, that's fair. Okay.
You,
I'll just be brief on it then.
hmm
Frank and Pipe. I mean, sorry, not Piper.
Piper,
Hazel.
yeah.
Yeah, Hazel. Yeah,
This is.
Frank and Hazel are really cool characters. They
Mm-hmm.
complement each other very well in the book,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the trio. Like
Yeah.
surprisingly, I do like the characters. I kind of like at the beginning of the book, I was like, eh, whatever. Who are these guys? New guys. Like, bring me back to Percy and Annabeth Grover, please.
Well,
But
Percy is
then
here, and he's thinking about Annabeth for
Percy's
the
yeah,
entire book. So,
yeah, that is true. Half of the chapters are just like, I dream of Annabeth and Camp Half Blood. It's just like, okay,
hmm
okay,
he
yeah,
never
but
said the words Camp Half Blood until you know what? I'm not gonna spoil it. Anyway, go on.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then like at the end, it all comes together, and then like at the like in the end of every Heroes of Olympus book, there's like this
You've
huge
read two.
cliffhanger. Yeah, yeah. Two.
You have
I mean,
no
I
fucking idea.
assume the thing goes on,
You
because I
have
mean,
no
for
idea.
two consecutive books. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you
excited
have
to
no
see it.
idea.
I'm excited to see it.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
it's a bad thing. Okay. Yeah.
it's not bad writing, but bad thing. Anyway,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I mean,
also reread The Son of Neptune. No, I
mm,
reread it. You read it.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love The Son of Neptune. It's always been one of my favorites in the Percy Jackson series. The first time I got it, I finished it in like a day or two, which was just like
Wow.
I was like, so I basically back when I first got, I read The Lost Hero, and Lost Hero was
Mm,
fine. Uh,
yeah.
and then like I got all four of the other books as a gift, and then like I read each of them in a day after that, and I just like binged the whole
Okay.
series back to back. uh
Yeah.
so like for a while this has been my favorite Riordan series, and
Yeah.
like long ass time ago, like 5 6 years ago, The House of Hades was my favorite book of all time, and it was
Yeah.
dethroned
Wow.
eventually when I read The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So yeah,
Yeah.
for a while this has been my favorite Riordan series, and I think weirdly enough now, I'm going to talk about this and Mark of Athena as one book. I've always loved this book. It's weirdly fun considering like what's happening in it. It's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Percy, I love Hazel, I love Frank. I think Hazel and Frank are like by far the two best new characters in the Heroes of Olympus. Most
Mm,
people say Leo. I love
yeah.
Leo, but
Yeah.
everyone loves Leo. All the ladies love Leo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. He's W. Yeah.
uh, you know what? You don't get that reference yet. You don't get to laugh at it.
No, I don't.
Anyway,
I don't. So unfortunate. Yeah. Go on.
mhm. Yeah. But yeah, it's always been just like insanely fun to me. I love Percy, Frank, and Hazel. I love their dynamic. Like
Mm,
I remember like 2 years ago, back in ninth grade, I sat down and I was like reading this to Aarav, audiobooking it, and I
mm.
had just like
Oh
come
yeah.
hot off reading the end of like reading like the Chalice of the Gods, and
Mm.
as you all know, I do hate the Chalice of the Gods, but
Yes.
so then I was like, man, maybe his writing was never good. And then I read it and I was like, okay, it was good at a point. Uh,
Yeah.
and I've always really loved this book. It's been really fun. Like coming back to this, I knew basically everything that was about to happen. Weird thing about rereading all of Riordan's books is that I think I like them pretty much exactly as I did, which is weird. Anyway,
Oh wow.
I gave
Yeah.
this an 8.5 out of 10. I also gave the Mark Patina an 8.5 out of 10, but I do like the Mark Patina more. My two favorites in the series are still The Last Olympian and The Battle of the Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
um,
Yeah. Based. Based.
yeah,
Wait.
I think
The House of Hades doesn't top Last Olympian.
I haven't read it yet.
Oh right. Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No. Fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
My bad.
yeah. House of Hades
Yeah.
does top The Last Olympian undoubtedly,
Mm,
but I haven't.
mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
fair.
so far the
Unfortunate.
highest rating I've given Tired book is an 8.9. I'm considering bumping it up to 9 just for nostalgia value. We'll see once I get to the end of the series because
Yeah.
we'll see. It's currently like my highest 8.9 out of 10. So
Oh
it's just
wow.
like if I
Yeah.
bump it up to a 9, it doesn't change anything. It's not gonna do me that much bad. So I'm considering it. But like I really love this book. I have a friend who does not really love this book. She's wrong.
Oh wow.
Um, but
Yeah.
you know who I'm talking about, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Anyway, Mark of
Mhm.
Athena is even better somehow,
Mm.
for reasons undisclosed and that I cannot spoil. The
Yes.
ending is
Yes.
great as always. Yeah,
Mm.
that's about all I have to talk about. I've rambled
Awesome.
incoherently for
Yeah.
10 minutes, 5 minutes about
Yeah.
this because you took the first
Yeah.
5 minutes of that. Anyway,
True.
um, yeah, so what else did you read in the months of January and February?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's those like weird ass books, you know. Like I mean, I don't know if I can show you. It's some
textbooks?
it's yeah, yeah, the that
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that yeah.
yeah,
I
gross.
mean, otherwise, yeah, gross. Otherwise,
Gross. How's
I
Mark of Athena
yeah.
so far?
Markov Athena is, I mean, it's as good as I thought it would be because obviously it's continuing the end of book two to
Yeah, the scene that
yeah.
starts Mark Athena is immediately after the scene that ends the Sun and Neptune. So
Yes, and it's very cool because I was like cliffhanger obviously, so I needed to know what happened next. So that was pretty cool.
everyone did. I think
Yeah,
it
and
started
it was
like
a really
literally.
good. There was a really good continuation. You know.
I think back when I
Yeah.
first read the Mark Athena, I started it literally like 5 minutes after I finished the Sun and
Oh,
Neptune.
wow. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway,
imagine.
uh,
Yeah.
so I'll really quickly go to everything else I read in January. I read
Awesome.
um, a Game of Thrones for the first time in February, which this is not a
Oh.
Game of Thrones, this is a Clash of Kings, but I'm gonna say it's a
Okay.
Game of Thrones because I
Okay.
borrowed my copy of a Game of Thrones from my friend and now it's back with him.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay.
and
I
I've
see.
gone much higher on Game of Thrones in hindsight. Um, my mistake with the Game of Thrones was that I read it at completely the wrong time. Uh, it is a great book. I didn't like it
Yeah.
as much as most people, but it is a great book.
Mm.
Like, I think the character work is incredible. Pretty much every chapter, if you asked me who my favorite character was at a different chapter, I would have said, like, my answer would have changed at pretty much every chapter in the first half. By the second half, it got a little more solid. Um, but in the first half, it's just like getting introduced to everyone. It was great. My problem was again, I think I read this at completely the wrong time because there were great parts about this. There were just
Mm.
specific points in which I found it really hard to get completely immersed in it. And that was because I read this over a really long period of time and a time where I couldn't read it regularly, and that kind of took me out of the story a lot. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
read this next month. I'm expecting to like it a lot more. I
Okay.
did love Game of Thrones. It's an 8.4 out of 10, which is a lot lower than most people would give it, but I did love it.
Interesting. Wait, what's it
Yeah,
about? Like, if you would like summarize it in like a spoiler-free way,
I think most people know what a Game of Thrones is about.
is it like a game of people who want the throne?
You could say that.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Anyway,
Sick.
the
Yeah,
thing
go on.
is, also like there was a section in the middle of a Game of Thrones that absolutely slapped and was amazing. Uh,
Mm.
which is why I'm considering giving bumping scored up even higher because
Yeah.
it was just amazing. This is like some people's favorite book of all time. This is a lot of people's like, favorite series of all time. Uh,
Yeah.
most people's favorite in the series is book three, so we'll see when I get there. But it was great. The world building was also great. I think it's like objectively really well plotted. I didn't feel like as compelled about the whole thing as most people do. But then again, that was probably because of I couldn't read much consistently. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So the fourth book I
That's
read,
fair.
the fourth book I read in January, and the last book, and Aarav knows that I have read this book,
Mm.
is it's a book recommended to me by a friend, and this is that
Oh,
friend, not a
oh,
friend.
yeah.
This is that friend, like one of my favorite books of all time.
Mm,
This is I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Liang. I have
mm.
decided that I Hope
Oh,
This Doesn't Find You by Anne Liang is my least favorite book of all time.
least favorite of all time. No,
I
no.
despise. Thing is,
Least.
I have three books which have always contended for my. No, I used to have two books that contended for my least favorite book of all time,
Mm,
which was Rat of the Triple Goddess and The Sign of Four. The Sign of Four
yeah.
is an insanely racist book. I Hope This Doesn't
Okay.
Find You isn't very racist, and
Yeah,
it's
just
not very
not.
boring. And Rat of the
Mm,
Triple Goddess is like more personally insulting to me, and The Sign of Four is very racist. The thing is, I think I have hated reading. I Hope This Doesn't Find You more than I have hated reading any other single book at any point of time throughout my entire
yeah,
life.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
no, I can understand that with the preferences you have. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
romance is not one of your key motivations to read a book. So,
bit of an understatement. Yeah.
yeah. Crazy. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand
Uh,
that. I mean, it's very very
thing is,
obvious where it goes. It's very
yeah.
strong. Yeah.
Uh, Thing is, first of all, I thought the writing was horrible. Second of all, I thought
Mm,
the dialogue was also horrible. Third of all,
wow.
I thought the character work was also horrible.
Shit.
Both of the main characters were completely and utterly insufferable in every possible way, and neither of them were particularly well defined. They were almost completely based off archetypes. Uh, Most of the things that the book was trying to do thematically fell completely flat because the book wasn't focused enough to actually do them well. uh like
Wow.
I can see what it's trying to do. It's just okay.
Mm,
There is a book called Yumi and the Nightmare Painter,
yeah.
which did the main themes of this book a million times better than this book. So if I've
Yeah.
already read a book that does everything this book is trying to do, but a million times better, has really good protagonists, is makes me feel things, which this book,
Mm,
the only thing this book made me feel was rage, and
okay.
it was bad.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
I'm gonna try not to dog on this too much,
Mm,
but I hope you know that I did hate it.
okay. Wow. He's really making it apparent. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Mm,
Anyway,
yeah. That's your
thought
last book of January.
of January. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. So, what have you read in February? You said.
Yeah. So, the first book I read was Snapshot by Brandon Sanderson.
Okay.
So, I have read every book in the Cosmere, and I have
Mm,
not read anything by Brandon Sanderson that is not in the Cosmere, unless you count Wheel of Time, and I don't count Wheel of Time because that's Robert Jordan.
yeah. That is Robert Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this December or last December, he released the
Mm,
short story collection called Tailored Realities. Uh,
okay.
and it had a bunch of novellas and short stories, and I borrowed it from my library. And the first novella is Snapshot. Uh,
Oh.
so at first, getting into Snapshot was kind of rough,
Mm,
uh, because I didn't really care for the main side character, and
mm,
like some specific things that he said were kind of pissing me off.
mm,
Snapshot by the end is weirdly good. Like I am getting high. It has stuck with me to a level that I just did not expect it to at all. Um,
yeah.
First of all, it's just Sanderson is a very hopeful author. Like if you take the Final Empire, for example, the
Mm,
Final Empire, like the that's Mistborn, if you don't know,
mm,
there's some dark shit happening in Mistborn, like in the background of Mistborn. Uh,
yeah.
the Mistborn is a very hopeful story, and I think this is also like kind of hopeful because I just don't think Sanderson's the kind of author who doesn't make his stuff at least a little hopeful. He's not like an Abercrombie or
Yeah.
whatever. Like it is at least kind of hopeful, but this feels a lot sadder. And like in terms of tone, it's a lot. It feels darker than most of
Mm,
the other stuff of his I have read. Even though like if you look at what's happening in the background of Mistborn, it's darker, This just feels sadder in a way. I can't really say without spoiling it, because there's a general
Yeah.
sense of melancholy around the entire book, and I think that's part of the reason why it stuck with me a lot more. I read this in basically one sitting. I think I really like the main character. This is a detective story basically, and it has a
Oh.
really interesting sci-fi concept.
Mm.
That I don't want to say because I think it's like best if you just experience it by reading the book and like finding out
Yeah.
what it is. It's explained to you like on page 2. So if you want to know what the book is about, go
Yeah.
to like page 2 of Snapshot. Don't listen to me
Yeah.
because I'm really bad at describing what books are about. Uh,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, there is an element that is like added on top of the concept that led to some like surprisingly really emotional scenes. The ending
Yeah.
of this was great. I think it's just like it's really short. It's a novella. I read this in a day, in one sitting,
Yeah.
basically two sittings.
Mm.
But in the first sitting, I read 5 pages, and then the second
Mm.
sitting, I read 95 pages. So
Wow.
basically
Yeah.
one sitting. Um,
Mm.
and I don't know. It just really it's sticking with me a lot more than I thought it would. And there's some imagery in this, and it's just like it's. I think it was a really good introduction to Sanderson's non-Cosmere stuff. Um,
Mm.
I think this is my third favorite Sanderson novella. My
Oh
favorite
wow.
is still like
Yeah.
novella. Keep that in mind. Um,
Okay.
so the
Mm.
novellas of his I've read are, all the ones in Arcanum, Unbounded and Dawn Shard. So
Okay. I
I
don't
like
shard.
this more.
Yeah.
You've never heard me talk about Dawn Shard. Don't say,
I've
oh yeah,
heard
Dawn Shard.
about
You know
Dawn
whatever.
Shard
You,
before. I know that
yeah, well,
word. I know that book. So there you go.
that's probably because you've heard like me and Rishikesh or Ishan or someone talk
Yeah.
about it before. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're. Anyway, um, so like my three favorites of his are like Emperor's Soul, Big Gap, Six of the Dusk, Small Gap, Snapshot. I might like this more than Six of the Dusk. The thing is, the reason I
Mm.
like Six of the Dusk so much is because I read it in Out of the Emberdark, and the
Mm.
way that Out of the Emberdark presented the story of Six of the Dusk was really compelling to me. And like Six of the Dusk
Mm.
on its own, I read for first time like 4 years ago, so I don't
Yeah.
remember, but we'll
Yeah.
see. Anyway, but I do really love the story. This is an 8.8 out of 10.
Oh
I might bump
wow.
it up to a 9 or an 8.9
Hmm.
sometime, but I this was like surprisingly really good. Uh,
Awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it's just I don't know. It got me a lot more emotional than I expected. Anyway, the second
Shit.
thing I
Yeah.
read in the month was also a Brandon Sanderson book, which was my
Mm.
reread of Dress of the Emerald Sea on audio. I don't have much to
Yes.
say here. I really love Dress of the Emerald Sea.
Mm.
It's my third favorite secret project. It's really fun. I love Dress as a character. I don't. I think the side cast is like pretty weak comparatively. I still really
Yeah.
like the side cast, but they're more like they kind of fall into the trap where Sanderson just kind of gives them quirks, and like
Yeah.
they are good characters, but they're not like my favorite sidecast of his. Like my favorite sidecasts of his are like Miss Born Era 2, Stormlight, Miss Born
Yeah.
Era 2, Stormlight. Yeah. Um, and I don't think sidecasts are like generally his strong suit as an author, so I don't mind that much. And I really love Tress.
Yeah.
What rereading this and Yumi have reminded me is that I really love Hoyd, and I'm happy
Mm.
about that. Because I thought,
Yeah.
like in my head, I like Hoyd less than I actually like Hoyd, but I do actually really love Hoyd. So it's pretty cool. You
Wow.
don't know who
Okay.
Hoyd is,
I
but
don't know who how it is,
yeah,
but yeah,
but
that's awesome.
anyone who's
Yeah.
read like who's been on the internet for 5 seconds and has interacted with Brandon Sanderson stuff probably knows what Hoyd is. So
Mm.
anyway, yeah, I
Yeah.
really love this. This is really fun. I
Mm.
always loved writing because it's Hoyd's the narrator, and I always loved Hoyd's storytelling, especially in Stormlight. I really liked him in Warbreaker too. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Interesting. I was
this is
looking
great.
up for who Hoyd is. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Yeah, look him up. What does he look like? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Crazy. Go on.
after that, so this is really funny because my first two books were by Sanderson, who used to be my favorite author until last year.
Mm.
Now, my next two books are not my next two, but basically, three of the books I read immediately after that were by the author who is now my favorite author of all time, which is guess who? Robin Hobb. Oh,
Whoa,
um,
yes.
so
But
this
these
is
were like one of your least rated ones?
yeah.
Yeah.
So uh, these are generally people's least favorite hot books. I agree,
Mm,
they're not as good. Um,
okay.
Dragon Keeper is by far my least favorite book by Robin Hobb. Before this,
Okay.
the lowest rating I had given Robin Hobb was a 9 out of 10. This is a 6.8 out of 10. Thing is,
Huge gap. Mm,
um, so I've read three of these so far, and currently I'm reading the fourth book.
mm.
Fourth book is like by far my favorite of the four. I still like it less than
Wow.
every book that's not in the Rainwild Chronicles by Hobb, but I like it a
Yeah.
lot more than these two so far. Um, Dragon Keeper as my favorite. The first half of Dragon Keeper, or specifically the first couple chapters from a specific character's point of view, as my favorite. Uh, is my favorite section of the book of the entire series so far. Not none of the other things,
Yeah.
but the Rainwild Chronicles. The first couple chapters of a specific character are by far like my favorite part of the whole series. After that, it's
Yeah.
a bit iffy. Thing is, I just don't. Hob is by far my favorite character writer, and in this, I just think
Okay.
it's weaker than she usually is. Um,
Yeah.
like I am growing to like the main cast of the series a lot more as I read through the four books,
Mm,
but it's just like I still like pretty much every single one of these less than the other
mm.
main characters, which is a high bar because Hob, like seven of Hobb's main characters, are some of my favorite characters of all time. So it's
Yeah.
just like it's a pretty high bar, but like I still don't like I don't have much to say. Uh, there's also it's very romancy, which is not great for
Oh.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
very
Okay.
romance
See,
focused.
yeah, that's
Like,
the gap.
mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
and it's okay. Hobb is generally like my favorite author who like in terms of dealing with romance. So
Mm.
it's better than like if Robert Jordan wrote a book like Dragon Keeper, I would give it like a 2 out of 10. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Crazy.
because
Yeah, no.
uh, if Robin Hobb is my favorite author at dealing with romance, then Robert Jordan is like by far my least favorite unless you count Anne Liang, but I don't count Anne Liang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, but yeah, so my ranking of three so far, Dragon Keeper is my least favorite, City of Dragons is my second favorite, and Dragon
Okay.
Haven is my favorite so far. Um, there's also like a pretty big focus on the love triangle. I hate love triangles, so that's
Yeah.
probably another reason. And
Shit. I
and
see, I
also I
see. I
just
mean, makes sense.
yeah, I don't want to say too much. I think it's pretty important to read these for the final series, though. Like, there is a lot of shit going on in these books that I am 100% certain is going to be really important. Also, my favorite chapter in the whole series is chapter 8 of this. Not
Mm.
because it's not because of any of the characters actually in the book, but you know what? I will let you find out why. Um,
Yeah. And read and find
yeah,
out.
you didn't find out. Chapter 8 of Dragon Keeper is legitimately amazing. It's just
Yeah.
like I don't I'll tell you later. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
I am liking this series. Like it's not. I don't hate it. I just don't love it
Yeah.
either. Anyway,
Okay.
actually, we're doing pretty well on this. We only have two books left to talk about, so we might
Awesome.
actually finish before schedule. Actually, wait, we have 8 minutes left. I thought you had to leave at 10:40.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
No, it's bad.
so
That's
now
fine.
we are going to talk about what is my favorite book that I've read this year by far.
Yes.
And this is really funny because I read this a week ago, and like day before yesterday, like I made a post on Twitter, and then Prisha commented on that saying you should read this book, and then I messaged her like I read this literally a week ago. So that was really funny.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really funny.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I read The Death of Ivan Ilyich this month,
Oh, wow.
which
Yeah.
is a book that was published in like the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
The only other books that I have read that were published in like the 1800s was
Yeah.
I can't see it. Where is this? Yeah, this was first published in 1882. Uh,
Yeah.
the only other books I've read that are this old is The Sign of Four, and as I've already said, The Sign of Four is in contention for my least favorite book of all time.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, if you want to have an existential crisis, it would be a good idea to read this book. Uh,
Okay.
this is really short. I finished this in a sitting. Like, it's like 92 pages, and the rest of this is a short story that was added at the end. Um,
Wow. Yeah, that is
I
short.
think this is the only like non-sci-fi fantasy book that they've given 9 plus out of 10. This is a
Oh,
9.2 out of 10. Um,
wow.
that's mostly because I just haven't read enough non-sci-fi fantasy stuff. For me, like I am sure that if I read like The Book Thief or something, or if I read some more like literary fiction, then that would probably get a 9 plus out of 10. But
Yeah.
for now, this is pretty much it. But this was also
Wow.
great. Um,
Mm.
in 92 pages, it manages to like set up the basic premise of this is it starts off with some people's reactions to this man's death. The death of
Yeah.
who? The death of Ivan Ilyich.
Yeah.
And so it starts off with like the reactions of his co-workers, of like his family, blah blah blah. And then after that, it goes into a detailed accounting of his life and the like the amount, the way he's able to build up this character of Ivan Ilyich within like 80 pages, because we don't even know him for like the first 10 pages of the book, is
Yeah.
first of all really impressive. And
Mm.
like there's like a circular nature to the story that I find really great. I don't want to say too much because it is
Yeah.
90 pages long, and I think you would for books like that are this short, um, saying like even the smallest thing could like be a big part of the story because they're just so tightly written. And I just think it is best. But it's basically just an like going through his life up to his final moments, and
Yeah.
no, literally like his final moment. And before
Yeah.
that, you get the reaction to his death. And
Mm.
like again, I don't want to say too much because books like this, it's best to just like go into it, not expect too much, reading the end, and then yeah, um,
Yeah.
and it shows like the amount of thematic depth, character work, incredible character work, and just like some someone could rethink their entire life because of this book, and it wouldn't really even question it. It's great. It's kind of hard to put into words while reading it.
Wow.
Uh, the writing is really good. It is translated from Russian, as you could probably tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh,
Yeah.
it is a great book though, and I don't want to
Mm.
say too much about it. And so I'm struggling to like put into words anything to do with
Yeah.
this book. Anyway, um, so then I'll quickly talk about what we want to read in the month of March. Uh,
Mm.
Aarav, what do you want to read in the month of March?
So I want to read this book. I mean, a bit. See, don't set high expectations after I just spent 2 years on one book, right? So like, you could give me like maybe like 50 pages, 50 pages this month, maybe
Yeah,
30.
31,
You know,
maybe
like
30. That's amazing.
maybe
Yeah.
that's a
In
big
accordance with that,
maybe.
I want to. In accordance with that, I want to read these two.
Oh
As I've
wow.
said before, The House of Hades was for a while my favorite book of all time. Uh,
Yes.
The Blood of Olympus was never my favorite book of all time. So
Yeah.
I do
Awesome.
like The Blood of Olympus more than most people, but it's still like comfortably my second least favorite in the series. It's part of his favorite,
Oh
so
yeah.
that's fun.
That's
You,
yeah. That's fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nuts. And
I
like,
also want
I'm
to.
reading 30 pages of my book and you're finishing two books. That's nuts.
It's not really. This is normal.
Yeah.
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 Um, I obviously want to finish Blood of Dragons, but the thing is, I'm gonna finish Blood of Dragons like today or tomorrow. So that's gonna be
Interesting.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna wait until April to read the Fits and the Fool trilogy. So if I do read any other Hob this one, and I probably won't, it's gonna be the Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince. I probably won't, but if I do, I might. That would be fun. I'm also
That would be
gonna read.
sick. Yeah.
I probably might read A Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin,
Yeah.
which is
That's
which I'm hoping I will like a lot more than a Game of Thrones because
Yeah.
of like the differing circumstances around when I'm reading it. Uh,
Yeah.
on top of that, I also would like to read A Song for Arbonne by Guy Gabriel Kay. I have read three
Mm.
books by Guy Gabriel Kay so far. All three of them have been better than every book I have read this year. Uh,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome.
and Lord of Emperors is one of my favorite books of all time, and I
Mm.
really love Sailing to Sarandium and The Lion of the Sun. So I'm really
Yeah.
hoping I also love A Song for Arbonne. Song for Arbonne is like two people whose tastes I really trust. Um, Both of them really love it. Uh,
Yeah.
and anyway, I I also am planning to read A Night of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. R. Martin, and if not
Wow.
like all three novellas in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, at
Mm.
least The Hedge Knight.
Yeah.
So, because part of that is because of the new show that came out, part of it is because I just want to, and it would be
Yeah.
fun. On audio,
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna finish. I'm also gonna finish a bunch of other short stories and tailored realities.
Mm.
I'm also probably gonna reread all three Magnus Chase books because why not? And
Awesome.
I think
Yeah.
that's already pretty ambitious, so I'm gonna stop
Yeah, that's
there.
very ambitious. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Awesome
But
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am hoping that
Wow.
it's gonna be a really good month. I'm gonna read what
Mm.
was at one point, my favorite book of all time. It's not going to be
Yes.
my favorite book of all time
Yeah,
anymore
obviously.
because it's probably like 50 books, like more than this now. But it's
Yeah.
still pretty like, no, more than 50 actually.
Yeah,
60, I don't
probably
know,
more than 50. Yeah.
more than 50.
I
Yeah,
mean, I would say above 60. Like, I think it'll be in the 60 range.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Something like that. Mm.
And I'm also gonna read stuff by one of my favorite authors after just three books. Like, I think you need to realize how much I like Guy Gavin. My top five authors are Robin Hobb, Brandon Sanderson, Terry Pratchett, and Robert Jordan. Did I say Robert Jordan already?
No, no.
Okay. And then number five is Guy Gabriel Kay. The reason he's not like number three is because I've read three books by him, whereas Robin
Exactly.
Hobb, I have read 12
Yeah.
books.
Mm.
Brandon Sanderson, I have read God knows how many books.
Yeah,
Honestly.
that's a lot of books.
Um,
Yeah.
Terry Pratchett, I have read 9 to 10 books.
Mm.
Robert Jordan, I have read 16 books. And, the guy who's right under him, who is Joe Abercrombie, I have read 16 books. Oh, that's also something else I want to do this year is read
Yeah.
every Joe Abercrombie book I have there because he has like 14, 15 books out, and I've read
Oh,
11 of
wow.
them. So, like, at that
Yeah.
point, I might as well read all of them because I'm so close to finishing everything he's ever written.
Yeah, actually, true. Yeah.
So, just like,
Yeah,
I
might
could
as
be
well.
like, and there's people I know who like the first law more than me, but I can be like, I'm more of a first law fan than you because I'm more of a Joe Abercrombie fan than you because I've read more of his books than you have.
True.
Actually, I've
Yeah.
already technically read more books of his than they have because I've read The Great Change and Other Lies, and most people haven't
Mm.
read The Great Change and Other Lies.
Wow. Such a fan.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of my
Crazy.
favorite authors. I just don't like him as much as those people. But
Yeah.
he is one of my favorite authors. Uh,
Awesome. Yeah.
yeah. What? So, oh yeah. Also, we gotta do some One Piece.
Well, yeah, 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 yeah. Some
Oh yeah,
Skypiea. I just need to get over Skypiea. Yeah. No, you were
yeah.
saying?
You need to get over Skypiea because it's the worst saga, and right after
Yeah.
that you have Water Seven, which is the best saga as far as I've read.
Exactly.
Speaking of One Piece,
Yes.
I'm also gonna try to read the Thriller Bark saga and the
Mm.
Post-War saga. Post
Oh
War
wow.
is
Okay.
a lot of people's favorites in the whole series,
Mhm.
which I'm pretty
Wow.
excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is actually. Yeah. That's nuts. Awesome. Wait.
yeah.
When does the time skip happen?
It's it's the one right after Post War.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So it's like
Okay.
Post War
So
is the
that's.
last pre-time skip arc,
Mm-hmm,
which is
mm-hmm.
pretty cool.
Awesome. That is actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's around it. And then there's the Percy Jackson show, but like this is a reading wrap up. So,
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
I mean, I'll just brief on it. I mean, we're going to make a
Yeah,
separate video on this anyway.
yeah, but we can
Like,
talk about it real
there's a
quick.
plan on it. Yeah.
We can talk
I
about it.
mean, I would say, like the show really grips you. Like, but I was like hesitant to start,
Yeah, yeah.
and then when I started, it was just like, damn, I want to keep watching. And because like it's been so long, it's been like 2 years since I've read Sea of Monsters, and
Oh God, it
I was
has.
just
Yeah,
like, whoa, yeah, there.
Yeah, it's been
And
three
like,
months since I last read Sea of Monsters, so I it was more fresh in my mind. The thing is,
yeah,
this is one of the rare adaptations that I like more than the book, which is
yeah,
insane to
that's
me.
nuts. Yeah, that
So
is
it's just like
insane.
we've
Yeah,
gone from the movies, which are infinitely worse than the books,
yeah,
to
yeah,
the show, which might be better. I think I like season one much less than the Lightning Thief.
yeah,
Um, I like season two much more than the Sea of Monsters. Thing is,
yeah.
Sea of Monsters has what is maybe my favorite scene in all five of the original Percy Jackson books.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that everything around it is like relatively weaker. And I think,
Yeah,
you know what, I'll save that for the video, but I did
yeah.
love it.
There you go.
Also, the casting is like
Yes,
legitimately perfect.
yes, it is actually perfect. Like they nailed
Hmm.
it so well. Gosh, yeah, nuts.
Hmm.
It's
Anyway,
crazy.
I think that's about all the time we have.
Yeah.
Arav, you want to say the line?
And we'll smell you guys later.